Welcome to Evergreen Speedway's Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11.
Excited to be here with you tonight. It's Home Track Heroes once again on your Sunday night on Seattle 11 from Evergreen Speedway. My name is Caleb Hart. He is Derek Todoroff. Derek, I'm excited. 2 weeks in a row, you and I get to hang out here on television, and today, America's Birthday Bash. Last week, hardcore circle track racing all over the place. This show, we're just going to throw some potpourri up against the wall as far as cars doing stuff and see what sticks. It should be a good time.
Oh, yeah, it certainly will be. This is the fun night. This is the night where you're just, trying to find out, is the pasta fully cooked? Let me throw it at the ceiling. It's falling back down.
It should be a blast. We got all kinds of fun stuff. We're going to start things off tonight with our Youth Hornet division. They'll lead us off, and we're going to go into buses and demo derby and boats and all kinds of fun stuff on top of that. Our program, as always, is brought to you by Gene Johnson Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. And with the temperatures that have been out right now, those are definitely the guys if you need to cool off.
Yeah.
Let's give you your lineup. It is the Nelson Motorsports Youth Hornets to start us. Lila Bashburn, the 31 out of Marysville, sponsored by General Car Wash. And Taylor Thompson from Snohomish, the 4-car, sponsored by Weather Right Roofing.
The Papa Tony Hill sponsored 65 of Bryson Wingfield hails from Monroe. In the 67, sponsored by James Peak Honest Transmission out of Snohomish, that's Kylie Ann Surian.
Row number 3 is Hawk Jenkins, the 35J out of Maltby, sponsored by Resch Printing. Keegan Mooney next to Hawk in the 11 out of Bellevue, sponsored by Cars Custom Auto Repair Specialist.
Sponsored by Complete Auto Repair Service, the number 29 at Snohomish is Clint McCowan. In the 32, sponsored by Weather Right Roofing. Out of Snohomish, that is Sawyer Holden.
And the final row is Tanner Bjornson. Watch him. He's starting 9th. Misfit Motorsports 01 out of Arlington. And Travis Golden out of Monroe, the Odell Holmes, number 41. We have got 10 cars. We got a bunch of laps to run. They're on our 5th mile course. You're going to see a bunch of different courses used here over the course of America's Birthday Bash. Brought to you by Angel of the Winds Casino. And we're off and running. Green flag is out. Mashburn from the bottom to the early lead and sailing it hard around the outside. That is Kylie Ann Surian.
See pressure coming from Wingfield and Surian. However, yellow will wave. So I think they all got out of line a bit too quickly, got a little too eager.
So Speedway Chevrolet pace car going to come back out and onto the racetrack. Surian on the inside, Taylor Thompson on the outside. Once again, as we'll roll off, inside lane's got a little bit of advantage coming down as, 4 wide just in that second row in behind him. 5 wide for a second as they almost made their way onto the 3/8. There's no way to go. Surian's got the inside line, has the early lead, and on the inside, that is Wingfield 65 trying to track her down.
Ashburn trying to pull away. See McCowan now going side by side with Surian for the 3rd place spot. 29 right there on the inside, keeps it low, gets on by. Here comes pressure from the 0-1 as well. Tanner Bjornson been the dominant car so far this season. Battle for second, though, between the hatchback 65 and the 29.
It's a good battle for your second spot, and again, you mentioned it, Bjornson has been absolutely dominating in the General Lee throwback that's rolling around on the inside. He's trying to free himself up, and you can see he's just trying to sneak out half a lane, but heck, when the Red Seas part and they offer you a path, you take it, right? Inside line, fast line around the 5th mile for right now, and Bjornson just kind of tucked in and said, cool, I'll take her. Now can I get to the inside of Surian getting into turn number 3? Not that time around, but Bjornson in a pretty good position here early on in the race.
Yeah, riding along with Kylie Ann Surian there on the right side of your screen. You can see Bjornson trying to work that high line against Mashburn. Also contact there. Surian got sideways. McCowan holding on to the 3rd place spot as the battle continuing up front. Mashburn on the low and Tanner Bjornson on the high. Coming through 1, Bjornson clear and up away.
Yeah, 5 laps into this 25 lapper, and you knew once Bjornson got to second, it would be, I don't want to say a matter of if, but a matter of when. No offense intended for the rest of the field, but, Bjornson's been 3-4 tenths faster than everybody on a realistic basis, and he has been just clean enough on the driving end as well to take advantage of it as McCowan. Good move up into second. Wingfield trying to follow, but Surian gets back downstairs to defend the spot. Nice move by the 31 car to at least protect 3rd for the time being.
See Mooney going to try and capitalize on that, take it to the inside line against Wingfield. As that number 11 working low and gets on by into the 4th place spot, threatening the 31 of Mashburn for position.
It's a good point in time to say a big thank you to Brandy Hood Promotions as we're watching the in-car point of view. I called her Surrey the whole time. I meant Mashburn, my bad. So yeah, it's been Mashburn up there in the second and third spot. My bad. Kylie Ann is on your screen on the right-hand side for the in-car video that you're watching right now. Big thank you to Brandy Hood Promotions. Yeah, a little physical out there. It's a 5th mile. It's not a huge track with a bunch of room on it, so a little bit of bumping and banging is natural. That will happen, right?
A lot of bit of bumping and banging. You saw the 11 all over the back bumper of the 31 because pressure's coming from behind him. Hawk Jenkins, they'll go 3 wide. Sawyer Holden capitalizes, gets on by Mashburn. Hawk going to do so as well. Mooney in the middle, caught between the 32-11 and 35J, but out front, the General Lee 01 still pulling away with McCowan, Holden, Mooney, and Jenkins in pursuit.
Yeah, don't blink, because that 32 car, if it looks like a Porsche, it is. That's part of the appeal of that race car, is they popped out a Porsche and said, we're going to make it into a Hornet, and Holden has had some very strong runs here over the course of the year. He was a podium machine over the first month of the season, and now he is in position, sitting in third, trying to track down your race leader, Tanner Bjornsson, that you see in your screen right now, as we are halfway home. 25 lapper and just eclipsed lap number 13 with 12 to go. McCowan second. There's Holden, the green car, sitting in position number 3 and trying to reel him in. Meanwhile, Wingfield has made a move to push himself forward. He will pick the spot up over the 67 of Surrey.
This is the class where a lot of experience is gained. Many of the drivers who come out of this one will head up into our higher domains of racing, whether that be onto the Stinger 8 course or onto a mini stock we've seen once or twice before. Always sure to make it interesting and see how those skills apply from this much flatter 1/5 mile.
Well, you take a look at the 10 names in this race, Derek, and you see a lot of their elders in those other divisions, right? Take a look at it. And a driver like Taylor Thompson, you've got a Chris Thompson running, a very similar paint scheme. They're related in the Legends division. Bjornsson, Jenkins, amongst others, Holden, all over Evergreen Speedway in different divisions. So not just a division for these drivers to learn, but in a lot of cases, a lot of them following in family footsteps as they ascend up the ranks.
It has been one of the coolest parts about this Youth Hornet class since it's come to be. I remember when I was younger and we had our first class, meeting some of those drivers who came into this sport, drove these 4-cylinder little cars and have put on a show over the years. You look at our Evergreen Speedway website, you can see a old photo of now Pro Late Model driver Haley Constance and now Outlaw Figure 8 driver Dakota Wilkinson coming side by side to the line in this very class.
Important as well. Look out. A little sideways, a little squirrely and in behind Tanner Bjornsson there, but everybody gathers it back together. 4-cylinder cars. Minimum wheelbase. You can't have a big old long, take a Cadillac, put a 4-cylinder motor in it, come out and run. Not that you would want to do that, but
it'd be entertaining.
It would. At the same time, they can't do an abundance to them in terms of additional performance either. You can't put different springs in them. You can't strut them. It's basically get a race car, gut it, put your safety gear in it, and go race it and learn how to be a Evergreen Speedway driver in the Youth Hornet.
Noom.
So Bjornsson continues to lead with 4 to go. Holden running in the second spot as he got by McCowan, now trying to get to the inside of Thompson. Shuffle Thompson backwards as Holden putting the foot down to her and trying to run down Bjornsson in the late stages, but Bjornsson, full almost half track ahead of Holden at this
that's
point.
A big gap. Perhaps with more time we could see Sawyer Holden close it, but I think I might call it now and say that 32 just does not have the necessary time to catch the 01 with 2 to go.
Could always see a caution flag, though. Stranger things have happened. That would bunch this field up quickly, although the kids are doing a great job of running caution-free other than the initial start here. So wonderful job by these 12 to 14-year-olds. As you are coming in, your race leader again in the General Lee replica, taking the white flag with 1 to go for Tanner Bjornsson.
Yeah, I see Bjornsson here with lap traffic in front of him, but no rush to make it back to the line. Take it as carefully as you want. He's still going to throw it on the inside against Mashburn. Out of 3 and 4, coming to the line, checkered in the air. Tanner Bjornsson wins your Nelson Motorsports Youth Hornets main event. Sawyer Holden in second, and Clint McCowan barely beats Mooney to the line for third.
I don't know if you saw Mashburn hiking the left rear tire off the ground as she came through 4. That was kind of fun. Let's go down and talk to your top 3 on the podium.
Clint, this car, you've gone back and forth throughout the field during this season. Tonight, it seems to have worked out real well for you. How did it feel reeling it to third?
felt amazing. It's been a really long time to get here. I'm excited.
I'm sure you are. Great performance out there tonight. Who would you like to thank for getting it done?
Complete Auto Repair Service, Metal Tech, Tone Studio, my mom, my dad, the Armed Forces out there keeping us free, and all the fans coming and watching.
Driver of the number 29, third place in the Youth Hornets. That's Clint McCowan. A show to say the least, following in the footsteps of Mike. Sure it means a lot to come up here second tonight.
Oh yeah, it means a lot.
Put on a great show out there. Weaving in and out, what more do you think you needed to catch the 01?
10 more laps and I got him.
Good answer right there. Who would you like to thank for your performance tonight?
My Bappa, my dad, my mom, Holden Development Group, and ACC Junk Removal.
Driver of the 32, second in Youth Hornets, Sawyer Holden. Another dominant performance. It's been you up front for most of this season. How are you keeping that car grounded?
Speed.
Simple answer, simple enough win. You piloted it forward, never really looked back. Who helped you do that?
Sponsors. My dad, my mom, my grandma, my brother, Whiteside Steel, Stilly Auto Parts, Tire Post of Arlington, Olympic Embroidery, Beast Fabs and Tuning, everyone that came out here today on the 4th, and my YouTube channel, Misfit Motorsports.
Driver of the 01, your race winner for the Youth Hornets, Tanner Bjornson.
Well, a fun Angel of the Winds Casino Resort podium finish here in American's Birthday Bash for the Nelson Motorsports Youth Hornets. Let's move on. Buzz in Stinger 8s. They're getting prepped up for the Figure 8 Nationals, where there's going to be a bunch of those cars. That is coming up here on next week's Home Track Heroes program. On the pole for this one, for this main event, it is Lucas Hausenfluck, the 03 out of Lake Stevens, the Edwards K&S construction car. Jacob Funk from Mill Creek going to be next to him in the 8.
A 195 of Devin Jenkins in the Pacific Northwest traffic control machine out of Maltby. 46 is Mike Hathaway out of Marysville, sponsored by Reppin Welding and Rail.
Row number 3, the DL Enterprises 20 of Riley Riddell from Gold Bar next to him. Hunter Jenkins, the 85 out of Monroe, sponsored by Resch Printing.
The Nat Construction 23 is Bryce Kolar, the JBR 10 out of Marysville, Cody Hoops.
Row number 5, Brandon Lindbergh back with us this week. Airport Welding and Muffler for the former dominant car in the division, the 21, and Dakota Wilkinson, 55-25. DW is inside or outside row 5, depending on how you want to look at it.
The 78 is Kyle Shukar. He's alongside the Papas in Monroe 16 of Peyton Hopp.
Veteran row of Randy Moffitt, the 102 out of Everett, sponsored by B&R Drywall, and it is Kenny Shukar in the 39 next to him with Blaine Manning's 111 at the back of the field. There are 15 cars going 30 times around, and we are green off the corner. Buzz in Steakhouse Stinger 8s. Weird to see them not during the dim of the afternoon or at night in full sunshine out of the racetrack for them.
Yeah, that certainly is the case. You also might notice the Shukar clan, those 4 cars, 78, 102, 111, and 39, not yet out onto the track. As, contact, Captain Chaos, Jacob Funk nabbing a Uke tire. But they keep moving on forward and see Lucas in the lead. Hathaway in second. Field all stacked up back further. As an old Ford Focus, former Zach Bristol car being piloted by the outlaw vet, Dakota Wilkinson.
Well, take a look. Some interesting new camera angles, and especially that one entering the right-hand turn or the south pole of the racetrack, giving an interesting viewpoint as to what these drivers are doing as they're coming in that corner. And, Jenkins, things getting physical here with Hoops coming through the turn. They got way wide. We're 3 wide for a second as Riddell looking for opportunity to come back through, but it was Jenkins muscling up and holding the position for now as Hoops trying to prevent from going further sideways than what he is.
I think Hoops might have given a bit of a bump to the back of the 85, let him know how he felt, and that's going to put them both out there almost into our fireworks setup. They're on the backstretch. They'll both rejoin Hunter Jenkins and Cody Hoops, who expressed his displeasure to the driver of the 85.
My mother would say temper, but that happens. As race leader Lucas Hausenfluck taking the opportunity to roll away. Mike Hathaway too. And there is Brandon Lindbergh all the way up to third already. Lindbergh, when we say dominant car in the division a little ways back, yeah, he's in the Matt Somerville car tonight. So talented driver, good race car. That's a potent combination.
Yeah, the two-time champion has hopped from his old dominant car that won 21 and 22 titles into Somerville's very dominant car. Won the past 2 races as he is chasing down Hathaway and Lucas Hausenfluck. Got the 111 in the way.
You're the figure 8 historian. You've got the great knowledge of the cars and who's been in what. The car that Lindbergh used to run was a Dawson Cox-owned car?
That was the Dawson Cox machine. Also won Cox a figure 8, Stinger 8 title.
So that car, long history of success. The driver, Lindbergh, about to prove to us it's not the car, it's the driver as he's sitting third. Now he's got to get in and around the 111, which is one of the shoe car cars. It took a little ways for it to get out here, and that's Blaine Manning. When he does, he is now up onto the back of second place Mike Hathaway, your leader right in front of Hathaway, as Lindbergh looking to the outside of Mike as they work their way into the left-hand corner.
Yeah, they stay neck and neck here into the left-hander, rolling on the exit. You see Lindbergh keeps the car pinned, barely letting the 46 just get away from him. But now Hathaway puts the pressure on the 03, makes some contact, and home free, 3 wide for the lead. Hausenfluck falls back to third. Contact for the race lead between Hathaway and Lindbergh.
Oh, look at him sawing on the wheel. Lindbergh gets all the way around into the lead before we got a stack up coming off the corner. You saw that one building as we're going to take a look at some replays here on this one. The staff here, Home Track Heroes crew, getting a look at it, and Hathaway puts the right front right. The numbers of Lindbergh around, and Hathaway gets some help coming in and through as Hausenfluck right there. A lot of muscling, a lot of physicality coming through that corner, and, well, we'll see if it continues as we come back. We have got more Home Track Heroes coming up for you next, live here on Seattle 11, here from Evergreen Speedway. Welcome back here to Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11. Derek Todoroff, Caleb Hart, and we are knee deep in a Stinger 8 main event, the Buzzin' Steakhouse. Stinger 8's here on the program, which is brought to you by Gene Johnson, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical. Keep yourself cool because it is hot outside. Those are the guys to call as we are ready to go back to green flag action. 8 laps in, 22 to go. Brandon Lindbergh just assumed the lead in the 21 car, and let's watch him rabbit from the field.
Yeah, Cody Hoops has just ripped off the left side of his front bumper using a teammate, but he will currently run in that third place spot, chasing Bryce Kolar and Brandon Lindbergh. Driver of the 21, the 2-time champion, versus the driver of the 23, one of the most consistent all season long. Is meanwhile, brothers battling for position. It's the 5th place spot up for grabs between Hunter and Devin Jenkins. Riley Riddell sits there occupying 4th, following his teammate Cody Hoops.
So we're coming into one of the big tentpole races of the year next week here on Home Track Heroes, the Figure 8 Nationals, and we're going to have a bunch of stingers out there as look out, 39 to Kenny Shukar getting sideways in and through the intersection. We know that there's this gigantic field coming. It's interesting that we haven't had a whole bunch of different winners this year in the Stinger 8s. You haven't seen guys like Hoops make their way up into the podium yet. You haven't seen a Rudell collect that win, and you know he's fast. It's going to be a pretty wide open contest coming in on that Saturday, coming in on the next week's show, and it's going to be really interesting if you got a guy like Lindbergh out there in the field as well.
Oh yeah, and you're going to get to see why so many drivers might be skeptical to take this trip on through as we ride with Brandon Lindbergh, who just hit the 102 of Randy Moffitt in the intersection. Moffitt continuing.
New bumper cover necessary. There will be a trip to the junkyard this week looking for one of those as we're in car on the Brandy Hood Promotions in-car camera with Cody Hoops. Hoops running in the 3rd spot. The guy he's chasing down as he had to swerve big time in that intersection is Bryce Kolar, one of those aforementioned few guys that have feature wins on the year. In fact, Kolar was the dominant force in the early portion of this season.
Yeah, it's been Kolar, Hop, and Somerville. And that 21 car living up to it right now. Flying away from the field, dodging its way through the intersection. We continue to ride along with Hoops. Hoops, despite being the most time crowned champion here in our Stinger 8 class, struggled a little bit this season, his return to the Evergreen Speedway.
At the same time, he is in a JBR 4-cylinder car, and you know how fast those things are.
Oh yeah, well, one of them won the title last year.
Through the intersection we go. Rudell in the 20. Jenkins in the 85 working on him. And there is race leader Brandon Lindbergh in the 21. Rudell on the inside as we flash back for a second. That's a battle for fourth with him and Jenkins in the 85 car. And it's been a good one. Intersection very hot in between them. So we'll keep our eyes peeled, and those drivers having to look left and right as Hop, you see that kind of sideways shot as, oh, GoPro gets rocked on the Uke tire for just a second. As this is intense. This is a field that's not only fast, but spread out just right so that the intersection is active nearly the whole time.
Yeah, that's the luxury of when you get these cars that go side by side. They slow each other down, and that means a hotter intersection for a longer period of time. Still Rudell holding off the 85. Jenkins putting all the pressure he can on as the unafraid as ever Brandon Lindbergh's 21 flying through the intersection. Not looking back, not letting off. He's just going.
He's not necessarily on team no lift, but he's paced it pretty well to the point where he doesn't have to. As he wiggles to the inside of Manning in the 111. Betting odds right now as he's right next to Hathaway and shimmy shakes his way away. He'll go next to Manning again. Would be on Lindbergh's 21. If you could put a bet down at the Angel of the Winds Casino Resort, you'd do it on Lindbergh if it wasn't so active. They got sports betting up there. Think you could pick a winner, prove it at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort, the only home for sports betting north of Seattle, exit 210 off I-5 in Arlington. Wow.
Ooh, we saw some battling further back. The 8 of Funk and the 03 of House and Fluck getting into each other. As Hathaway pulled down into the pit area, saw him on the backstretch coming on through the intersection once more. Everyone sideways, Hop sideways, dodging Kenny Shukar and race leader Brandon Lindbergh. Here they come through the intersection once more. Contact between Lucas and between Hunter, as Riley loving it as a chance to get away.
Man, just a light preview of next week's Home Track Heroes show with the Figure 8 Nationals coming up for the Buzz Inn Steakhouse. Figure 8s. Both Rudell and Jenkins managed to avoid it, as does House and Fluck. There's a lot of bobbing and weaving going on out there as we got one around. The 195 of Devin Jenkins gets the wrong end of it. And look out, traffic jam, and Hoops folds up the front with nowhere to go. And we've got a couple of different looks at how that all went down. Chaos in the intersection will bring us to yellow.
So here is the ride with Dakota. You see the contact that's between the brothers, Devin and Hunter Jenkins. View from our speed shot camera. Yep, Hunter just tags him in the left rear.
Clips him on the way through. Family on family violence will make the Thanksgiving dinner a little bit more awkward. And then it stacks up after this. Here's Hoops. As Hoops coming through, and yeah, I mean, full brake, trying to avoid something, and just smashes it up. He's going to have some serious damage to repair here during the week in between Figure 8 Nationals coming up. So, we'll take a pause. We'll reset the lineup. We'll clean up the intersection as time was running out here on this main event. We were over halfway through. Race leader will continue to be Brandon Lindbergh with 8 to go. Bryce Kolar sits in position number 2. And that should move up Riley Rudell to a podium spot outside of Lindbergh outside or inside of Kolar as we come to green flag action.
And the interest and intrigue immediately begins. You see 20 fighting to get on by, chase down his teammate as Lindbergh's 21 already gone like he was shot from a cannon. Kolar, Rudell staying neck and neck as they roll through the corner. It's the battle for second. Hop waiting in the wings in the 16.
Rudell had the advantage in the right-hand corners, but couldn't get the door shut for the left-hand turns, and that brings Peyton Hop up and through. Hop with opportunity as Rudell will secure second here. Peyton Hop looking for third, side-by-side with Kolar. A couple of our feature winners from the season getting it after it for the final podium spot. Kolar has it for now, and there's Jenkins trying to wiggle his way in.
Yeah, pressure coming from that 85, and you know you can't let up. You already seen what he's willing to do. That was his own brother he hit in the intersection. Just imagine what he'll do to an enemy.
That's absolutely for sure, as we're down to 5 to go. Lindbergh checking out and gone, but the race in behind him, an awfully good one, specifically for third place right now. I love seeing that little bit of tire smoke coming out of some of these drivers' cars as they're cranking it hard to the right to get around that set of corners. There's Hop once again See the back end trying to step around on him as he looks for a path to get around Kolar with 4 to go.
Yeah, applying all the pressure he can in that 16. Brand new car this season. It is him and Kolar atop the points right now. See Lindbergh picking the right line, dodging his way through, continuing to pull away from Riley Riddell with 2 more.
That intersection will either be his bane or his boon here at this point in time, as Riddell's got company coming in behind him and coming in fast is Hop and Kolar. Riddell, that intersection got a nice break there as they checked up hard for him. Coming into that one, that allows Riley to accelerate a little stress-free. Hop sitting in the spot ahead of Kolar. Question is, how intense will the intersection be here in the final 2 circuits?
Everyone dodging funk there as the 21 just miles away from this battle for the podium spots. But Riddell and Hop right here. You see Hop kicking it little loose through the corners, but the white in the air, one more trip around for Brandon Lindbergh.
So Lindbergh trending towards the win. The race for second's been good, and Riddell misses that corner going in. Stacks things up in a chain reaction behind him. Everybody drives away as this is going to be an easy one for Brandon Lindbergh. Welcome back to Victory Lane for the Buzz Inn Steakhouse Stinger 8s. Second, Riley Riddell. Third, Peyton Hop. Let's talk to your winners of the Angel of the Winds Casino Resort Podium.
Every which way, the cars are flying this way, flying that way, smashing into each other in the intersection. You were involved in our first caution, yet you drove up to third. Walk us through that battle.
Yeah, it's always a battle at the start of the race. I mean, everyone's so bunched up all in one line, and over in the north corner there, everyone got bunched up. Car started spinning out, had nowhere to go, and was worried that my radiator would be taken out, but radiator was just fine, and cautions really helped me out in that race, and I was just so stoked to even podium here on the third. I mean, I've always had bad luck on the 4th of July, and I mean, just to be here in front of all these awesome race fans, I mean, I can't ask for a better night.
Hey, that's fair enough. Who helped you get that 16 out here?
Yeah, I'd like to thank, first and foremost, Hornet's Nest Racing, the best team in the world, GN Northwest, Bardall, Exterior Wall Systems, Brandy Hood Promotions, let's see, yeah. I'm nervous, man. It's the 4th of July, all right? Woo!
Third place, driver of the 16, Peyton Hop. Welcome to the Stinger 8 podium, Riley. I know that was a chaotic race. You're battling with Bryce Kolar, battling with Brandon Lindbergh, battling with the entire I'd Hit That crew. So much experience in front of you, behind you, as well as that youth movement that you're a part of. How is that going right now?
It feels really great. This is the best finish I've had all season. We finally got the car, so it's set up good and just being consistent now. And I finally was able to just stay on the lead lap the whole race and didn't get caught up in anything. And in the end, I was up there.
Kept your composure and it worked out. Who helped you get the car here?
I got to thank DL Enterprise, Tire Pros of Arlington, Alternative Roof Systems, John Bender, JBR Racing, my dad, Katie, Half-Cock Guns, everybody that helps on the car day in and day out, helping me get it here to the track, working on it in the shop, and everybody that just devotes their time to help me get here.
The 20 is Riley Riddell, second place tonight. Brennan, it felt like every single time my first year here working as the announcer at Evergreen Speedway, we had a Stinger race, I got to talk to you. Haven't had that chance in so long. What have you been up to since your last appearance?
This right here, my right arm. Everybody out there having a good 4th of July? What'd you guys think of that Stinger race? Did you have fun? Did I put on a good enough show? All right, first off, Matt Somerville, he's a saint. He just had a beautiful boy named Maverick. He's gorgeous, and he's not here driving that car for you guys tonight, so he offered me the ride, JBR Racing. They really stepped up, man. It was awesome. And if I disappointed you guys tonight, you weren't watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. It was beautiful. I got to thank Airport Welding and Muffler. Man, they gave me a rocket ship tonight, and I hope you guys had fun.
Driver of the 21, stepping in for Matt Somerville, this is Brandon Lindbergh.
Storming along through Home Track Heroes here on Seattle 11. Excited you guys are watching in with us. More great action from the track coming up. I am Caleb Hart. He is Derek Todoroff, and we move on. It is PRCBD Hornets time here in our program that is brought to you by Gene Johnson Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. What course are they running on, Derek, and who is our front row?
It is the reverse road course for our field today. They are led by the number 15 of Matt Snyder out of Snohomish, sponsored by Handy in the Valley, and the Lake Stevens native Patrick Russell in the number 69.
Row number 2 is Zach Dixon, Zachary in the 67, and next to him, Gino Solomon, the 17S out of North Bend, sponsored by Valley Asphalt.
The Texan out of San Marcos, the 029, is Joseph Villarreal alongside the Duval native, the 42 of Dempsey Graham.
Row number 4, just saw him out in the Stingers, Lucas Hausenfluck from Lake Stevens, the Cornerstone Home 03. Mike Ridley drives the 66 out of Granite Falls.
The Snow Valley Farms 08 is Bobby Houck. He's alongside the Valley Asphalt 717 of Diesel Snyder out of Clee Ellum.
Row number 6, Pat Folger, the 30 from Arlington. Olympia Pizza sponsors him. Riley Riddell, who you just saw out of Gold Bar in the 20, sponsored by DL Enterprises, make up row 6.
Out of Marysville, the number 19 is Scarlett Fisher. Alongside her, the mini stock champion in 2023, the PRCBD.com Everett native, Lyndon Smith.
Row behind them, Christian Miller, 77, Turbo Espresso out of Everett. 25, Stephen Dodson from Arlington in the Homeland Security car.
Dustin Lytle drives the 21L out of Marysville alongside points leader Hibbs Automotive number 1 of Zach Bristol.
Brad Gruel's G2 from Marysville, sponsored by Granite Falls Community Chiropractic. The 00 of Dan Miller from Everett, sponsored by Exterior Wall Systems.
DeAndre Carlson out of Marysville in the 16D. Michael Turner in the 022 out of Salem, Oregon. Andrew Zachary in the 39 rounds out your field. We take the green and we head into 1. Russell and Snyder up front.
Reverse road course. They get a lot of speed going in backwards through turns 4 and 3 on our 3/8 mile. And then this part right here is the big fun. Slower way down and hook it deep into the right. And how well you get through there, plus this weight exchange right here will make up a lot of your speed of this course, or at least tell you how much speed you'll be carrying into the part of the course that you're going to be going flat out through.
Oh yeah, the braking is going to be the hardest part into that sharp right-hand corner. Matt Snyder out front, he won a heat race earlier on in the day. Russell and Solomon going side by side, and we get an example of what the braking looks like and the line here into the hard right in the infield portion. See that higher line resulting in the 69 going further up the track. They head into the infield with Graham and Diesel Snyder coming in quick.
Now here's part of this that makes it really, really nasty. Well, watch them as they come down the back straightaway this time and start making the right-hand turn into turn number 2. Imagine the sunshine right there. That is full bore right in your eyes as you're hooking around that corner right now. And so not only do you have to be good with your hands, getting your steering wheel in position, get your tires where you need, and good with your feet, you got to do it half blind due to the sunlight.
You also got to hope the car in front of you has got a dark paint scheme. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to see it in that bright light and might just run straight into the back of him. You see the battle here between Dempsey Graham's 42 and Diesel Snyder in 717. Snyder with a race win this season, trying to take it up on the high side. He won on the Claw, the brand new road course. Running the 5/8, demonstrated what he's got. The season progresses 4 laps in, 26 to go for our PRCBD Hornets.
And interestingly enough, for Snyder, he was putting the drive tires down in some very small remnants of some speedy dry that we had down on the racetrack. You can see that from way earlier on in our race day here on America's Birthday Bash. Snyder, the guy we're watching right now, he is trying to pass 42 of Dempsey Graham out of Duval and work his way into a further up in the field position. Looking good. Snyder, a lot of time. We're only 5 laps into this 30-lapper. And, of course, the division here and our program on Home Track Heroes brought to you by PRCBD. Swing by PRCBD in Arlington for all your CBD questions or needs. For people, pets, and more, go to PRCBD.com and use the promo code RACE.
As we head into the split screen on your left, watching the GoPro here in the infield. On your right, Stephen Dodson's number 25 as your ride along. He's just got past the 66 of Mike Ridley. Problems for Snyder, your race leader, Matt Snyder. Slow on the backstretch and taking the hard left. That is all she wrote, I think.
Well, it's kind of been a Snyder family show up at the front of that. Matt, the leader, Grandpa Gino Solomon, I believe, is going to take over the lead at this point. And, of course, we were just outside the top 5 or right inside it when we were watching Diesel. So one of them will drop out, but shuffle 2 more up as now Gino Solomon takes over the lead, Russell 2 and Graham 3.
But look who's on his way. You see him in Dodson's Cam at the edge here. Shot the 1. Zach Bristol has made his way forward, the defending champion, the points leader, trying to go for an elusive 2-time championship and break his 16-year 4th of July curse.
16 years he's been winless on the 4th of July.
It's a sore subject for him, trust me on that one.
All right, well, we learned something here today. We'll keep our eyes on Bristol, and honestly, if you had told me that they were running the reverse road course, the first guy I thought of when you said that is like, oh, that's a good Bristol track. It feels like he has excelled on this layout in particular.
Bristol's got a lot of experience on our oval track with various classes, including mini stocks and Hornets. I've asked him many times, what's your favorite track we run on? He said, I just love a pure 3/8. And this is the closest he's probably going to get, while also varied enough that it takes away that experience other drivers might have from running 3/8. You're reversing it, making it pure Hornet racing with that hard right-hander into the infield still.
Yeah, almost all right-hand corners other than a couple of lefts right in through here is now working his way forward. Dempsey Graham gets her sideways. Zach Bristol up into second, and look out, doing a little agricultural racing is Graham in the blue car that he's battling there with.
Graham and Russell getting together, and around goes Russell. Spun down the backstretch. We stay green. Dodson now running in the 3rd place spot is chasing down Zach Bristol with Gino Solomon still in the race lead. Bobby Houck applying pressure to the back of the 25. Black flag shown to, believe, the number 42.
Well, you know, with the way that wreck happened, are you shocked?
No.
All right. So we continue on. We're 11 in, 19 to go. Gino Solomon hasn't had anybody in his screen in a long time, but there's just a quick little glimpse of Bristol, who is a ways back, but closing. And Dodson, a feature winner on the year, sitting in position number 3, trying to run down Bristol as we're yet to be halfway, but can't wait too long. These laps will go quick as long as they stay under green flag conditions.
True that is. Gino Solomon also running into a new issue as he's approaching lap traffic. He's had some pretty good laps in the open air, but once it becomes him in traffic, that's all Zach Bristol might need to close that gap, reel in the driver of the 17S. And Solomon, who did not pick up a heat race win, the only one of the Snyder clan not to, remains your race leader with 17 to go.
The 67 of Zach Dixon is the car that Solomon was working on to try to put a lap down at this point in time, and even through this portion of the course has still not gotten by him. So running out by yourself, whole different set of rules and whole different set of game than coming in behind somebody and trying to pass them. You can see Gino going up into the middle of the racetrack, and I will bet you Zach Bristol is taking full advantage of this. Watch here in a second. You should see Bristol just about nosing into your screen right there.
Oh yeah, he's here, and see Solomon making a little bit of side-by-side contact with Dixon. And right, just like that, the 1 is to the back bumper of the 17S. Dixon going to take away Bristol's line. So for now, brief respite for the driver of the 17.
At the halfway point, Solomon gets free of Dixon and can finally run without having to lift once again in certain portions. But Bristol just quick. He is lightning fast here out on this race course, keeping his foot in her right up a car length and change behind Gino Solomon, who has more slower traffic to deal with as they get into turn number 4.
Yeah, it's Andrew Zachary in front of him in the 39Z. Here he goes to the low lane. Bristol thought he had the space. Perhaps a little bit of a block from the 17S. But here is the hard part. The hard braking zone, smashing down on it. The 17S of Solomon holds on for now. Zachary now holding up the 1 of Bristol. Another lapped car, DeAndre Carlson, 16D, next on the chopping block.
That door that Bristol had closed quicker than a hiccup as he continues to try to find his way back to the back of Solomon. Solomon gets away for a bit, but Bristol rolls it back in, and you can just see it. It's not often that you can see such a huge discrepancy in the miles per hour that drivers are taking portions of the course with. It just looks like Zach's got like 10 miles an hour on Gino, making that final sharp right-hand turn, but Gino's getting off into the back straightaway and getting a little ground on him through there as the 67 of Dixon is taking a look at what used to be green grass out in turn 2.
He appears to be spinning the tires out in the prairie.
Who's our lawn maintenance guy? Come on, get that stuff greener.
Apparently it's the 67 of Dixon.
Don Fairley to lawn maintenance,
As
please.
the caution will fly, 12 to go for Dixon, and he will pull onto the 5/8, kicking up a little dust cloud as he does.
Let's see how he ended up getting there, as there is Dixon, and ooh.
That is the left front tire.
Yeah, mechanical trouble will knock him off raceway as Dodson just takes time and rolls in and through the intersection. And there's Dixon to a stop.
I'd say that explains why we saw the caution. 6-7 come to a stop in our lovely little prairie in between 1 and 2 of the 3/8 and the 5/8. But we still have 12 more to go.
And look at how this pack is going to stack up right in behind, kind of Delaware style-ish, as you look at your leader, Gino Solomon, and Zach Bristol. They're almost side by side, getting into the 3/8 in the right-hand corner. You thought Bristol might be lagging for just a second, but now watch him pick up the pace as he's making the big bid for the lead on the outside.
We've seen him work that high side much better than he's worked the low. Gotta wonder if you had the option, you're Solomon, maybe you would have pushed Bristol to the low lane. But now the one makes the pass through the infield portion, maybe not.
19 laps down, Bristol was nosed ahead right there. Solomon coming back after him. But you saw with Bristol, and he was up a half a groove making that sharp right-hand corner. He kept so much more speed in it. This right here is where he should, emphasis should, drive away from Solomon and add some space as Dodson sitting in the 3rd spot looking for opportunity himself. He'll start swinging wide as they make the right-hand turn onto the 3/8 again.
Yeah, you see Dodson looking low, not able to make it work this time. Sliding up the track, so he's not able to poke the nose in there through 1 and 2 either. But sticking right with the back bumper of the 17S. Solomon going to slide up the track like we've seen him do most of the time. Oh, sideways completely. Still blocks off the line, at least entering the infield against Dodson.
That's a sharp move from the veteran Solomon, kind of going to school and seeing how Bristol got around him and kept it. He tried to do it himself. Unfortunately, had to counter steer real hard as the car didn't want to transfer weight the same way as Bristol's did. Now Dodson trying to take advantage. He'll move up a groove, coming into the sharp right-hand turn, and Gino pushes hard to keep that advantage, getting in here through the weight transfer section. Dodson right there. This is a nice chess match between Solomon and Dodson for 2nd and 3rd on the podium, with Hauk and Folger sitting there in the 4th and 5th spot.
Hey, it's back and forth right now between these two. One gets the preferred line, one gets the preferred run, and then they alternate from there. Here's another chance for Dodson on the inside. 17S of Folger going to 17S Solomon going to come down, and not going to work this time. Dodson is through. Solomon back to 3rd. Hauk and Folger chasing him down, but the 16D is in the Uke tires. That means we revert to the last completed lap, which will put Solomon back in 2nd.
Andre Carlson is the one who's going to end up stuffed right here. Lovely telestrator as he rolls right into the Uke tires. We're back with more Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11 next. This has been a dynamite PRCBD Hornet main event here on Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11. Derek Todoroff joining me, Caleb Hart, and we are over halfway through. We're back with 8 laps to go. Zach Bristol is your leader in the one car, trying to crack his 4th of July, his America's Birthday Bash curse here on the program. As the green flag is out, we are back underway.
Yeah. Bristol trying to crack that curse while the 17S trying to make it 17 years that Bristol is unable to do so.
17 for the 17.
But Dodson here in the 25 is pulled on in, but don't look now. The 00 of Dan Miller has made significant gains. He's coming through the field, currently side by side with Hauk. He has his eyes on the podium.
Reminder, we fully invert these Hornet fields, so it's the fast guys at the very back based on their time trials coming up and through. And for a guy like Miller, who is a very good time trialer, takes him a while to move up and through the field. He's to fourth now as he closes on Dodson. Of course, our show brought to you by Gene Johnson, Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. So we've got 7 laps to go here in the Hornet main, and the hottest driver on the track right now is Dan Miller.
Yeah, Dan Miller sitting there in fourth. Waiting to see what the 25 and the 17S do as Dodson going to throw it in on the low side. Pushes Solomon up the track. They remain neck and neck as they make their way here into the hard braking zone. Dodson is through and he is clear. Solomon back to third. Pressure from Dan Miller.
6 to go. Bristol escaping. Dodson in second is going to do everything he can to roll down on him. Meanwhile, Miller in position to make a podium if he can get by Gino. Back straight away for a couple of veterans here. And that gap between them got real tight real quick. There's Miller to the inside on the sharp right.
Ooh, contact between the two of them, but it's not going to phase the driver of the 00. As the silver and red goes to third, Solomon back to fourth with Hauk behind him.
So in the 4 laps since the resumption of green flag action, Miller has picked up about 4 spots here in the running. Now, if he can keep that going, he's got a shot at the lead, but he's got a lot of ground to close on those front 2 as you look at 4th place Solomon, 5th place Hauk, 6th place Folger in your screen. We're down to 3 to go, though. Time running short. The sands of the hourglass go drip, 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 and are almost expired for everyone.
Bristol, Dodson, Miller, your top 3. That is a hornet's nest. Top 3 at the moment. As once again, trying to break a 16-year streak. Bristol would love to win on a night that has eluded him throughout his illustrious and long Evergreen Speedway career.
I was going to say, that's a guy that's won just about everything there is to win in the small car side of racing here at Evergreen Speedway at this point. So to not have an America's Birthday Bash win is something that is 2 laps away from being changed. As you get, there's Christian Miller, Dan Miller's son, 77 cars, trying to make his way up into 6th, working on Folger on the outside.
There it is, the white flag. 1 to go for the 1. Bristol leading him through the reverse road course. Dodson and Miller spread out, perhaps too far so from one another. I don't think this podium's going to change as Bristol takes it through the braking zone one final time and into the infield.
It's a win he can take to the bank. The win goes to Zach Bristol. Take it to Coastal Community Bank. Community is their middle name. Their bankers take time to understand your business and help move it forward. Coastal Community Bank, an equal housing lender, member FDIC. Dodson going to be second. Miller going to be third as those drivers, long, fun race here on the reverse road course for the PCBD Hornets. And let's talk to a joyous Zach Bristol on the Angel of the Winds Casino Resort podium.
First off, gotta ask, what's your thoughts on this reverse road course?
Like last week, I like it because cautions.
Cautions helped you move forward through the field, I know. Yep. Place to hear, who helped you get that car ready here to Evergreen Speedway?
Boy, a long list of people, but people that are in the audience, Gardner Properties, Fast Eddies, Exterior Wall Systems, Turbo Espresso, and Rick's Mobile AC.
He put on a show for us, driver of the 00. That's Dan Miller, 3rd place in the Hornets. Well, earlier in this season, you brought home your first career win. Now here, running right behind Zach Bristol. You think if you had a little more time, you could have got to him?
Absolutely not. There was nothing that I was going to do with Zach. My car was pushing super bad, and he was just hellaciously fast. So no, there's nothing I could do to catch him, but it just feels so special to win here on the 4th of July. Obviously, I got all my family here with me, and it's just so super special to be up here with all of these fans that showed up. Everybody that came down during Fan Fest and said hello to me, thank you so much. It means so much to have everybody here, so thank you.
Got any more sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
I sure do. First and foremost, I want to thank my wife, Kimberly. She's absolutely amazing. I also want to thank GN Northwest, and I want to thank Hibbs Racing. And again, every single one of these fans that bought a ticket to come out here and race with us tonight was amazing.
Driver of the number 25, Steven Dodson. Well, Zach, Ben and I like to stop by every time we're in the pit area. Hello to you. You told us I'm a bad pick. It's not going to work out. I never do well on July 4th. That appears untrue.
We killed the curse. This is my 16th try at a 4th of July race, and out of the previous 15 years, I think we finished top 5 once. DNFs, wrecks. I've gone off a motocross jump once, actually. Oh my God, this is so emotional. I never thought I would get this trophy, especially amazing crowd, guys. Thanks for coming out tonight. This is awesome to race in front of all you guys and put on a show for you.
Zach, I know you got a lot of support back there in the pits. Who helped you get it done?
I gotta thank Tommy and Candy Hibbs. They own that car, the rocket ship of a car it is. Bennett Design Construction, Towns Peterson LLC, the Hornet Racing Gang, and GM Northwest. It's a great group of guys. Village Transmission, Gourmet Latte, and just, yeah, it's been a dream year or whatnot, and I can't wait to finish it up.
Your race winner in the one. Oh, nope, he's got one more thing to say.
I'm going to be on the couch if I don't say this. My beautiful girlfriend, Sarah, also. Love you.
Your race winner tonight, driver the number 1, Zach Bristol.
Well, congratulations to Zach and the crew. Awesome to get the monkey off their back.
Oh, yeah.
All right, great win for him. Let's move on. It's carnage time. We promised you we'd have some fun here, and the carnage comes in the form of our mini bump to pass out there. Now, we should let you know, we transpondered as many of them as we could. However, some of these drivers are forgetful, and they did not remember to actually put the transponders on when we handed them out. So, when you see
life.
Yeah, so when you see the ticker, it might be the ticker, it might not. That is a Dylan Resch Micro Sprint top wing on the top of the Hunter Jenkins 23R. That's fantastic.
Jacob Funk is on his outside in the 8. Captain Chaos taken to the Carnage course.
Cooper Sims, 16 XX. Blaine Muma, the 17 in row number 2.
Jesse Crawford's 18, and bumperless Bill Bleem in the number 16.
Jacob Thornborough, the 07. Blake Williams, the 17W. That's row 4.
Steve Schoenfeld drives the number 6. Archie Lomax, his final race in the number 7.
And the V8, the battle wagon returns. It is Steve Peters. Peters, we know, not one with a transponder on. So mind you that, as, yes, bump to pass car with top wing. I'm a fan. I want that car to do well.
You know, fun fact, they were given orders to have a clean first lap, and you saw they were already 4 wide and spinning into turn number 1, and they're spinning each other off of turn number 4.
Well, it shows you that on all of their report cards, listening for comprehension, box is not going to be checked.
The 8 is pulling away from the Sir Flips-A-Lot.
But at the same time, the 23R has superior top wing advantage here. The aero on that car is fantastic. Never mind that it's a, station wagon.
Now for a demonstration of why I called him bumperless Bill Bleem. The 16 dragging the rear bumper, missing the front bumper. All with Steve Peters in front of him. Steve Schoenfeld has taken a stop at the top of the 3/8, and the caution flies for Williams in the 17W.
All right, so Williams stopped long enough. Now, I know that, we're going to get some replays here. Let's get a look at Williams. Such like that. It's down the back straightaway we go. Oh, yeah. Look at that lick put on Williams already. They're doing this bump to pass thing. They're doing it right, Derek. They're doing it right.
As it should be.
Into him, hard in and through. Was that, is that Crawford? No, it's Thornborough. Okay. So Thornborough does the job. Oh, look at the drone shot.
Look at the drone shot.
That's cool. Parts going everywhere. I like it. So, all right. So I'm going to give you some car education here.
Oh,
I know, because we're working on the mechanical, right? When they drag the bumper, that helps them brake faster.
That is good to know.
It slows them down. That's additional braking.
That is good to know.
Right, and then they have no bumper cover. That helps the aerodynamics.
Yeah, that logically makes sense.
When you go to build your race car, make sure to do it with a dragging rear bumper cover and no front bumper. It'll be faster.
The green is in the air as Cooper Sims gets spun by someone, does a little donut here on the front stretch, and all around goes.
Ah, don't wreck my beautiful top wing.
The mini sprint mobile goes around. I got some real worrisome news for you.
What's that?
Every car that has been welded to the top of Hunter Jenkins's car, every car that has carried that duck has flipped.
Really?
Yes.
Is that some foreshadowing? Because we've got 20 laps to go here coming around this time.
We'll see now, won't we?
Well, the 16 of Cooper Sims is just hanging out. Meanwhile, battle up front. As
Bumperless Bill Bleem.
Yeah, Bill Bleem, the bumperless one, as we will get a caution on the racetrack. It is for the 7. Wait, which 7?
Archie Lomax.
You said this is Lomax's last car?
His last dance in the number 7 as it's 1-7 hitting another 7.
Is he retiring or just retiring the car?
He is heading back to his homeland in Texas.
Oh, wow.
He will be returning to where he grew up. And
all right, so the last time for Lomax here at Evergreen Speedway.
Oh, yeah. It is, he sounded a little sad as I talked to him. I see someone spin over as we're following the drone shot.
Beautiful drone shot. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So Lomax is going to be done ski after this one, but hopefully he can fire it back up as we're like 3 laps into this mini bump to pass main event. And again, not all of them have a transponder on, so you can see we do know our leader. It is the 8 of Captain Chaos, Jacob Funk. The bumperless Bill Bleem, who's now just leaving his bumpers willy-nilly on the racetrack. That's wrong, by the way.
Yeah.
You can have the one not on and the one kind of dragging, but don't litter.
Oh, Steve Schoenfeld going to get into the back of the V8 Steve Peters.
Battle Wagon.
The Battle Wagon's going to miss the corner.
Oh, no. Battle Wagon's just taking a wide entry. Look at that. Cuts from high to low. Battle Wagon passing the 16 car.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Bill Bleem, the bumperless Bill Bleem, right alongside Sir Flip-A-Lot and the Duck.
Ah, here comes the Duck. Duck is doing stuff. Top Wing is moving forward. Watch this happen. As there's Peters. Oh, yeah, Steve Peters. Get you some. Knocking the driver all cattywampus off the corner with a big old tank fin up at the top.
Oh, he gets hit by bumperless Bill Bleem.
Oh, but he drives through. Go, Hunter Jenkins. Keep up with your bad self. Maybe find third gear. I don't know. Third gear is a thing. It's probably an automatic. So he's probably auto-shifting on that thing, right?
I have no idea.
Just trying to putter. Okay, come on, station
I don't
wagon.
even know if that's the stock body for that car. I don't think it is.
Station wagon should never have anything but the stock body, and I am firm on that. As there's Peters. Oh, Peters just kind of looping around a couple of guys that are already spun. He's looking for the Funker. There he is. The V8 versus the 8 is the battle that we're looking for here with 17 laps to go. Now the question is, where's Jacob? I saw him.
It shouldn't be too hard to find him. He is driving a purple car with American flag wings as the caution will fly for Cooper Sims.
All right, that'll bunch them all up. So now we're definitely going to
we'll know where he is.
Okay, perfect. Let's take. I love this. Telestrator comes into play.
There's Jacob Funk.
Funk sent him. All right, and then around we went, and okay, now we'll call. Oh, Peters had a chance to just tater him. The demo derby's coming up later, though.
All around the mulberry bush, the monkeys chase the weasel.
That's right. So we'll go back to action here. We've got more laps left to go. It's a mini bump to pass. The rules are made up. The points don't matter, but we are going to make somebody win.
Points?
Sure. Points. Somebody should be the bump to pass world champion, right?
I suppose so, and I think we should crown it here as we get this lovely shot looking down the bumper towards the rest of the field as they take the green. Everybody's somewhere running some position.
Exactly. See, now you're picking up on this, right? It matters, but it doesn't matter. And we'll crown a champion, willy-nilly, at some point in time.
As Peters in the V8 chasing down Jacob Funk, Captain Chaos, Mr. Carnage himself. Oh, Steve Schoenfeld trying to get any sort of bumper to the back of the 16. A bumperless Bill Bleem. It is bump to pass. You got to hit him if you want to get by him.
There it is.
Steve knows how to do that.
Beautiful. Right front to the left rear. And Funk gets a little insult to injury. Bumperless Bill Bleem comes through, tags him, and then hits the wall because why not?
I think he was aiming for Steve Schoenfeld and missed as well. Steve's going up the high road again.
Oh, look, he wants to go full send. He wanted to let somebody in front of him so he could take him out coming out of the corner. Yes, Steve Peters, I'm buying the t-shirt. Buy that shirt as he's back to your lead.
Yeah, it's the Battle Wagon V8. Hard to believe that he goes from this to racing a modified up on dirt.
And a Hornet on dirt, too. Peters will drive anything. If it's got fenders and looks like fun, why not, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to describe the philosophy of the V8.
Well, we're looking at an Evergreen Speedway Hall of Famer, right? If he's not, he should be. I'll lead that charge. Yeah, he should be in the Hall. If he isn't. Battle of the 16 cars. The bumperless one, Bill Bleem, getting past the non-bumperless one, Cooper Sims. And there's Captain Chaos. Oh, yeah, laying that to him. That left rear corner panel is meant to be rumpled. He comes back at her, and nice comeback shot by bumperless Bill Bleem. He'll retake the position as he drives through Funk, and Funk loses another spot back to the 16 of Sims.
Hold on, are those American flag wings roadside signs?
I hope they are, or at least originally. Although I am disappointed, Funk had a great opportunity to really smack around Sims there real good if he had tried, so. We know that your leader is Steve Peters. He does not have the transponder on. I think Bleem is second, the black 16 car. I don't think he's got one. Funk is going to be the first of the transpondered cars, and he is third.
Well,
5 to go.
Just about no one knows what's happening right now as you see the V8 machine of the battle wagon hunting. He's found prey.
Oh, yes.
Prey for the battle wagon.
Cooper Sims, you're going around, buddy. Yeah, and the crowd goes. Well, I can't really see much of the crowd, but we assume the crowd went wild.
I heard the crowd live. They were excited.
The crowd went wild. America's birthday bash, and nothing says birthday bash like bashing the mini bump to passers. Here, big thank you to Angel Wynn's Casino for sponsoring the entirety of the. Oh no, no, Cooper. Bad plans.
Cooper, that's the wrong person to pull out
Never
in front
take
of.
on a Sicilian
Cooper.
when death is on the line, and don't pull out in front of Steve Peters. Right? Right.
I feel like those are some very easy rules to remember.
White flag. One more time around. Mini bump to pass glory. Coming to the battle wagon if he can make 1/5 of a mile more without anybody jumping out and going, hey, you're wrecking now. As he'll make through 3. Off of 4, and thank you for the entertainment. Steve Peters wins the mini bump to pass main event.
Checkered weight for the battle wagon. Your guess is as good as mine for the rest of the podium.
Bleem and Funk, why not? Let's go talk to the guys who are down there, though.
You've raced a Stinger, you've raced a Super Stock Figure 8 this season. Now you race a mini bump to pass. Come on the podium. How's that feel?
Oh, it feels great. I love this class so much. It's so fun.
You've turned some laps down in Puyallup. You come up here in front of this amazing crowd. What do you got to say to them?
Yeah. America!
And who would you like to thank for getting that 8 out here?
My dad mainly. We put the transmission back in last night. My crew over at I Hit That Motorsports, Hunter, Devin, Ben, Elise, my mom, Pacific Northwest Traffic Control, Pape Material Handling, and Resh Printing.
Number 8, third place in the mini bump to pass, Jacob Funk. Well, Bill, that's a chaotic race. I know you were just weaving in and out there. What's going through your mind under caution as you see the V8 of Peters trying to take off your rear bumper?
I was hoping I'd get his.
You put on a good show out there. Who would you like to thank for that?
I'd like to thank my daughter, my wife, and my son for helping me out and dealing with all this crap.
Driver of the 16, that is bumperless Bill Bleem, second tonight in mini bump to pass. You're a fan favorite. I think you can tell that much just by how the crowd reacting to you. What is it like to come out here on the 4th of July and put on a show?
Well, let me tell you all something. Today is my 35th anniversary to coming out here to Evergreen Speedway, 1989. I brought out the first battle wagon, same colors, same name, and I won a Best Appearing trophy in a demolition derby, and the rest is history. And to put on a show out here every year and make contact and have the ability to just put on a show like we did in this last race with all my buddies, and they're all my buddies, believe it or not. And that's what makes this sport fun and makes me want to stay in it. I'm only 63 years young, and I ain't stopping yet.
That show was amazing. Who would you like to thank for it?
I got to thank, first and foremost, Jesus Christ for saving my life. I want to thank Jeff Knight and the local Rock Church for when I needed somebody, when I lost my son 11 years ago. I found Jesus Christ, and really, it saved my life for the first time. I never thought that anything could be any better, and there's nothing better than Jesus in my life. I'm telling you, I have more passion than I've ever had. You just got to believe he can save anybody, even me.
Driver of the Battle Wagon, your winner in bump to pass, Steve Peters.
Well, the night continues here on Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11. I am Caleb Hart. Derek Todoroff with me. Let us continue the chaos, shall we, Derek? It is time for Mr. Dizzy to set up a world record attempt jump. Now, what is he going after here, Derek?
He's going after the Guinness World Record for the longest limousine jump. That is measured by where the back tires of this limousine land. The number to beat is 103 feet. That is the first cone we've got lined up here.
Okay, so we are going to give it to you in its entirety here. Kids, don't try this at home. This is a trained professional. You should not buy a limousine and jump it anywhere. Let Mr. Dizzy do it and come enjoy it with us in America's Birthday Bash. We've got multiple angles coming up. World record, Mr. Dizzy. He's coming off the 5/8. Hammer down, Diz. Let's make that big jump. Let's see it happen. To the ramp. Tires lined up, and boom goes the dynamite. Rear tires down beyond the cone.
Keep that in mind. It is where the rear tires hit, as we're going to get the number to you in just a moment of how far he did go. All a part of the 55 and Still Alive tour for Mr. Dizzy.
That's right. Making good on one that he wasn't so happy with previously, and now climbing out of the race car under his own power, too. Awesome news there for Dizzy. This is a great time and yet a terrible time to remind you, if you like doing wild and weird and fun stuff, Nelson Motorsports in Snohomish offers a full-service sales and repair shop. Great prices on ATVs, quads, karts, and bikes. Make Nelson Motorsports your one-stop center for motorized vehicles for fun. And then don't build ramps and don't jump them. Leave that to the professionals.
Leave that to the professionals.
Although having an ATV is a ton of fun.
163 feet the distance for Mr. Dizzy.
Smash that record, buddy.
That he does. Your Guinness World Record holder, Mr. Dizzy.
Here at Evergreen Speedway, too. Nice to know we are in the Guinness Book of World Records. And we may be in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most fun in figure 8 bus racing. That's right. Figure 8 bus racing, Evergreen Speedway. You know how much I love this, Derek. This is going to be a blast. The little baby bus is Cody Day. The blue 2 bus is Robert Weldon. The 7 bus is Bryce Kolar. Black with yellow number, Dave Roseman. Red, white, and blue, America, Jeff Ritter. It's the 18. Conley Graber is in the light green 27. Jay Van Buskirk is in the dark forest green 48, and the vibrant blue green 55 is Last Sandgren. Brian Duncan is in the gray 78. That is our bus racing lineup here on Home Track Heroes, brought to you by Gene Johnson, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical.
Well, it's olive green and army green, because colors are easier for me as they make their way through the left-hander, coming to the green flag. They will lead him with the Wildcat and the blue behind. Lightning Bolt and dark green in the final spot.
Now,
they are underway.
We should note that this field is wide open today because noted bus racing cheater Jonathan Peterson is not competing.
Yeah, it is noted his love for deception and making sure he always wins as...
Wow. All 3 of those buses were like head on into turn number 1, and then they all came through it.
Yeah, that is Jeff Ritter, Jay Van Buskirk, and the Charger, Dave Roseman.
Ooh, the Charger. Good nickname. I like it. It's kind of reverse flashes, though, right? It's all right. You don't have to know your comics. It's good.
No, the reverse flash is yellow with red on. I think the difference is I know the comics too well here.
Oh, so that's the Black Adam bus then, right?
Oh, that movie.
Ah, it's terrible. You're right.
If you want to see a movie like that...
You should come out to Evergreen Speedway and watch bus racing instead.
Oh, yeah.
Through the intersection, look out. Jeff Ritter decides that discretion is the better part of valor, as we're going to battle it out with the green buses up front, and Conley Graber is that lighter of them, the military green bus. Conley put her together quite nicely, had an opportunity to say, oh, Mr. 78 and Mr. Duncan, you were about to be splatted, but then didn't splat him. Now, this is always fun. Look at the little distance that the little baby bus of Cody Day takes and then splits the difference between the Uke tires. Cody Day is a man without fear. As we got one going around, oh, Conley's just getting some help. He just got some love as he gets around Black Adam and going around the outside here of Ritter.
Side by side, the battle for what might be the lead between the Army Green and the American flag. As you see now, the American Airlines 78 holding up the number 7. That is the Archbishop Murphy High School designed Wildcat number 7.
Really?
Yes, lots of names of Wildcat alumni.
Okay, so if you're a Murph fan, then that's a good one. Oh, traffic jam. This doesn't look like I-5 at all. Well, with buses swerving all over the place, it looks exactly like I-5.
Oh, yeah.
As you roll in and through the 55 of Las Sandgren, oh, rear flap popping open. Now, if you can get in there and just put a right in the back, right, you could just, like, destroy that bus. It could go into a big old fireworks show or something.
I'd say so.
I mean, you shouldn't. It's not safe, but you should. Okay, I can see the names on the Archbishop Murph bus now. And let's see if Cody Day can pass him without hitting him.
Yeah, the Wildcat treating all the other buses just like Archbishop's opponents on the football field, beating and banging their way through.
I thought Murph was good.
They are.
Oh, okay. Sorry, just checking on the reference. In and through USA. Jeff Ritter put, it's America's birthday bash. We have to root for the red, white, and blue buses.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we continue rolling on and through. As you see, almost at the end, Robert Weldon, who doesn't stop in the intersection in his figure 8 car. Big Bird, why would you be letting up in the bus? It's more fun. Come on, man. Straight through that.
Yeah, you know, we've got Black Adam stopped there on the outside exit of the left-hander.
Big Bird, I'm just making a subtle suggestion here. Hit him. Hit him hard.
Hit him.
Side swipe the poo out of him. It'll be great. No? I never thought I'd say this, but I miss JP. Just a hair. As we continue watching through, it's Kolar, the figure 8 driver in and of his own, with a very oddly painted, see how weird that right front tire is? Is it like rusted? Oh, Cody Day. Yeah. Make him jet on the binders, Cody. Sideswipe the America bus, Cody.
He's lost the front bumper. That solid steel front bumper is now dragging in front and impairing the speed
of
Cody Day.
You can shake that off. Go Taylor Swift on it. Knock that bumper off. Come on, baby. You got this. You stay out too late. Bump. Get on through. As we watch the 78 of Duncan rolling through. Now the America buses are just hanging out in the Archbishop. Oh, no, it's the Black Adam bus that's just chilling there looking for people to come in and take a seat on it so you can deliver them to SeaTac.
Yeah, I think our little cone in there, you see on the inside of the Uke tire, that was the camera giving you all the shots during the Stinger 8 race.
Oh, did it get splatted?
I think it might have got splatted.
Who splatted it so we can yell at him?
I think it might have been our friend Cody Day.
Cody? That's no good. All right, let's take a look. We have got Brandy Hood Promotions in-bus camera of Brian Duncan, and I promise you folks, it looks like he's doing 7.3 miles an hour here. That's way more like 14.6.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is a quick for a bus around the figure 8, and don't worry, all of these buses will be back on their regular duties once we get to September, picking up those kids and bringing them to high school.
In some cases, August, which is just sad.
Yeah, that is a crime.
It is. Quit putting kids in school so much. Kids need to be out, I don't know, hooliganing.
Racing buses and painting buses.
Thank you. That's way better. Give them some spray paint and let them go.
That's what spray paint is for, and also what buses are best used for.
That's right. It's kind of like my unattended children rule. Unattended children will receive a cappuccino and a puppy.
Ooh.
Yes.
That is
dangerous.
Very.
That's right. As we continue figure 8 bus racing, this has got to be getting close to like the end-ish, right? Like we're like at 27 laps in and like 40 to go or something like that.
We are somewhere in between
the start and the end.
Oh yeah.
All right.
you know, between the green and the checkered.
It's a good place to be. Coming into the turn. All right, it feels like Robert Weldon's starting to figure this out.
They hit the uke tire with the camera again.
Oh, no. Sandgren all over him. But there you go, Big Bird. Take that bus around. That's how you win bus racing. Spinning the other guy. It doesn't matter where you finish. It's how violent you are. As they continue through the corner, leaning on him is Sandgren. Sandgren will pass the 2 of Weldon. Weldon coming back after him. Malfunction at the junction. And everybody gets through. Although that's almost like a 6-bus breakaway now out in front. In bus from Weldon on the outside now, leaning around on the Ritter bus. They keep beating and banging through. What is that writing across the back?
We do birthday parties too, it says.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, and we ride along with the blue deuce of Robert Weldon. And Weldon, you're going a little wide there. Almost getting into the back of Black Adam. Definitely going to try and get into the back of the Wildcat.
I appreciate the fact that the Wildcat has his emergency blinkers on, letting us know that he will stop at every single train track that you're going to find, even if it's only, I don't know, like a quarter of a foot beyond the train track in front of it.
White flag in the air for someone, all right, as the battle continues to happen for a position.
So this is the part where we get to vote on who gets to win here, because you and I get to vote on this.
Wildcat.
Oh, around is going Bryce Kolar. Look out. Oh, and we get into the back of Black Adam at the end. Robert Weldon, you have reached hero status for me. You hit a stationary bus. You are clearly a much less cheating driver than the normal John Peterson, and I am a fan. I don't care who is getting the checkered first, even if it is the 55 of Last Sandgren and then the red, white, and blue of Ritter. Today, Robert Weldon, you're a winner in my book.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. We'll take a commercial break. We have got demo derbies and more. Boat racing, too, coming up next on Home Track Heroes. Well, if we didn't have enough fun with a new world record-setting jump here on Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11 from Evergreen Speedway, and a bus figure 8, Derek Todoroff, it is time to go to boat racing.
It is time to smash even more things. Special edition of boat racing as we welcome out the mini bump to past drivers once more to smash as many boats as they possibly can.
Now the winner of this is the man with the boat last left standing, right?
Correct.
All right, man or woman if we had a female competitor out
We do
here for
not.
this one. Our program brought to you by Gene Johnson, Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Here's our competitors. Jacob Thornborough is in the 07. It's going to be like a blue with yellow 07. Steve Schoenfeld, a white with orange 6. Archie Lomax is out there for the final ride. He's the car that's up in front. And the 8, Captain Chaos, Jacob Funk, going to be right with him. There's 4 of your, what do we got, 10? Battle Wagon's out there in the V8. You'll know him. He's camouflaged. Bill Bleem may have found bumpers. If not, he found boats. That's the black with white 16. Corey Howell is the red with white 16. Blaine Muma is the white with black 17. Blake Williams is the black and red 17W. And Devin Jenkins is the white with blue 195.
Trust me, that one looks like a clown car.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Complete with complimentary clown?
That's debatable. You'd have to ask his brother about that one as we take the green for the boat races. The target is simple. The goal is simple. Hit the boat as often as you can. Big boats, small boats, jet skis, which are those boats? I don't know. We will go. You see Funk has already spun out.
Can verify no jet skis out there. So
there is a jet ski out there.
There's no jet skis out there. No way.
There's jet skis out there.
Those are boats.
Well, those are boats.
Yeah.
There's another boat hitting another. Big hit there for Lomax as he's going to come to a stop.
Oh, Archie. Not so early, Archie. So they're going to roll around. That's the 17W of Blake Williams. And as you've noticed, the boat, almost nailing it, has the number of the driver on it, so you know whose is whose. As boy, they just went straight out of bounds to make that shot. That was beautiful. Yeah. Oh no, okay, the boat is protected there. You see how sneaky smart that is?
It's difficult to pull off, but if it is done well, it is quite smart. And there's the jet ski being pulled by the 07 of Thornborough and the 17 of Muma.
Wow. Okay, well, there's jet skis out there. I stand corrected.
You know,
Derek, you were right and I was wrong.
Everyone aiming for those boats.
As the driver destroys his own boat.
Hey, you know, there's a lot telling them to go wreck those boats. Call it giving in to peer pressure.
Okay, so wham! There goes the 195. Devin Jenkins' boat gets destructored. Although there's still a front of it kind of hanging on.
Yeah, the front's still hanging on. He's not bowing down as, whoa.
Oh, did you just bow down as now Lomax is kind of
lifted into the air?
Oh, wow. It's like stuck on top of that boat. All right, so we're going to get some replays. Wow, as that boat just capsized as they're making their way up and through. Lomax is stuffed. Production is telling me we're going to get a look at some of these drivers trying to take their own boats out. And the 195.
They're still just smashing things.
Yeah, we're going to get some replays going on to some of these biggest hits as we need to go red real quick to get some of our cars unhigh centered. The tide came in, obviously. So let's just take a couple of these looks. There's Lomax. He's just going to chill for a little bit, but we'll see him again in a minute, I am sure. Jenkins just goes full bore out to find Funk. Yep. That thing gets tatered.
Yeah, certainly harboring a grudge there.
Oh, harboring. Jenkins ends up running his own boat into it, and then kablam. I think that was Bleem, the bumperless, who ended up taking that one out. And Bleem's is looking like just fiberglass at this point in time. Nice shot. All right, so in and through. Saw Funk. Oh, Bleem has almost nothing left there. As we get this angle. And then past. We're good. We're good. Oh, the jet ski's about to go bye-bye. And in and oh, nice. All the way up and over for Funk, who has no boat left, but he wanted to take a little bit out on his way off the racetrack. So, Jacob Funk, you are my hero, sir. Hero status. Back to action we go. This segment, as we fire him back up again, brought to you by Granite Construction, the proud sponsor of our Super Sprint Car Series, celebrating over 100 years in business. Granite Construction, an award-winning company, great place to work. Find your dream job at graniteconstruction.com.
Well, you see the graveyard of dead cars that have headed on down to Davy Jones's locker. But as the carnage continues, we got to crown a winner sooner or later.
All right, it is, what we got, about 6, 7 guys left with their boats, maybe less. I think that the 17 of Muma, quite the advantage with the jet ski. It doesn't stretch out as far and back.
Yeah, you see some severe damage of sparks flying off of the 07. I got a sinking feeling his chances might be going down with the ship.
Boo this man. Boo this man's boat puns. Just boo them so badly. And I know you have more, and that's the worst part. Oh,
I don't have a whole yacht more.
Ugh, goodness gracious. The 16 rolling through Corey Howell. And unfortunately, his boat almost upside down. He's taking a big old run at Thornborough in through the corner. And Lookout definitely didn't take a shot at that half mast as they continue in and through the intersection. It is Thornborough with the jet ski. And I submit to you, the jet ski, a little harder to control, but it's harder to hit for everybody else. As the 18 rolling through. Or is that Peter? It's hard to tell. I don't know who the numbers are at some point.
The 18 of someone. We'll check our list. The 18 just lost its boat.
Okay, so the 18's not going to win. We know that. Here's Jenkins, still with a little bit of boat left, coming into the back of Thornborough, saying all your boat has belonged to me, but can't quite get there.
Alas, I think that ship has sailed.
Indeed, it is gone. As rolling through again is Howell in the 16. Jenkins, boy, you're out in the middle of the seas. You're a boat without a paddle at that point. You're just going to drift around like that.
Oh, yeah.
As around is the 17 of Muma. Muma coming after his fellow 17 Nate Blake Williams, and he smells a boat that he wants to go smashy.
Oh, if I was Williams, I'd have a sinking feeling right now.
You sinking feeling already.
I don't care.
To the point. As they keep through the corner. Oh, yeah, look at that. They're sandwiching that thing in and together. They're basically making a destroyer out of it, if you know your sub shop references. So they roll through, and then they smash it up against Lomax and take almost it out.
It's still standing.
Now there's just a tire hanging off the one.
Boy, oh boy, this is pretty tough on all these different cars. You see, I don't know what that is lodged underneath the 07.
He has wedged the jet ski up into the left rear of the car. That's cheating and fantastic. All right, now he's kind of busted it loose.
Williams got nabbed.
Yeah, Williams still kind of has his out there, though. Like, it's there. Williams coming hard after the jet ski.
Perhaps harboring a grudge.
And then through, and they'll hang on. Those two going stem to stern after the win here. I'm doing this all without the preparation of knowing my boat puns, by the way. It's all off the top of my head.
I pirated this joke.
Thornborough in and through as a round. Funk still trying to be a factor, even though he is a captain without a ship at this point.
Oh, he's got to keep it even keeled.
Yeah, he does. Around they make their way. They're working through the figure eight, the left-hand turn. And 16 of Howell still got the boat attached, flying that thing in. This is one of the best boat races we've seen, and we're going to white flag this, so we're just about done.
07 is crawling around this racetrack.
Yeah, but he's got the boat all wedged up and in. Oh, up and over. It's Muma trying to kill a boat. And we almost get there. Just smash. Kill it. Destroy it. Yeah, baby.
07 is still trying to make his way through.
Oh, and he separated the 17W from the boat.
Which means that Thornborough, as of now, would be your winner if he can get back to the line. He was given the white flag.
Yeah, but
he's crawling through the left-hand corner. Still has the jet ski.
And, we've got a shower of sparks coming through, wedging boat parts in places that they were never meant to wedge. Checkered flag out. Officials on the radio with us, and Thornborough will be deemed the winner. Second to the 16 double X of Howell. Third to the 17W of Williams. And let's go talk to these ship's captains down in the Angel of the Winds Casino Resort podium.
So, looking at the car over there, your left rear has a boat underneath it. Your right rear is pointed towards the ground. How was it driving at the end?
I think I'd give those drift boys a run for their money coming around the corners. I mean, it was fun, crazy, too much, but then I figured out how to go around the corners, and then I was like, full send.
Your boat, the last of those that died to make it. Congratulations on the third place. Who helped get that thing out here?
Oh, I got to thank my whole family, Williams Motorsports, my buddy Matt, my buddy Taryn, my girlfriend Alyssa, and that's it.
Driver of the 17W, Blake Williams, third. Corey, that car was loose as could be, but you were holding on, the boat running with you. Walk us through those closing laps as everyone's just aiming for that boat.
So that was the whole idea, to have the little boat so they don't have a big target to aim for. And it worked out. The only thing I tried to do was if I seen a boat in the track, I was hitting it. So I hope you guys had a good time, and I just want to give a thanks to Bill Bleem, Roxy Bleem for letting me always drive their car, and Mike Buse with Mr. Dizzy Motorsports.
The 16XX Corey Howell. It was up in the air for a moment there. You were fighting back and forth. Everyone was aiming for that boat. How do you keep your composure while everyone's swinging for the fences against you?
To be honest, it was kind of easy actually this time. The transmission's garbage. I was stuck in first gear, just banging limiter. I couldn't go above 20 miles an hour. I was just putting along.
Putting along seemed to work out this time. The 07 holding out front. Was there a strategy to your jet ski pick?
I figured smaller, harder to hit, tucked it up as close as possible, and seemed to work out.
Fair enough. Who would you like to thank for getting this 07 to victory lane?
I got to thank Mark at Diesel Doctor sponsoring me. He's helped out a lot. My mom, dad, brother, where is he? Playing over there. He's helped out a whole lot.
Yeah. Driver of the number 07, Jacob Thornborough, winner tonight.
We have made our way to the highly coveted final segment of Home Track Heroes here tonight on Seattle 11. Derek Todoroff and Caleb Hart here in the booth with you, and with that, It's demo derby time. Full-sized demo cars. They hit until they stop hitting. I guess that's the simplest way to make the rule.
That is certainly a way to put it. Fireworks in the background on Independence Day as we've got Gabe Morton's 10X, Cody Morgan's 34. The Hot Dogger in the 36, Randy Mikowski, JJ Randall 78, the Roadrunner, Stars Car 152, Jeremy Pratt, Stars Wagon, Caleb Robinson the 191, Nick Lintz in the 199, the Armadillo of Tim Schubert in the 702. As they eagerly await the countdown from the fans and the signal from the officials. And there it is.
All right, so they will hit until one car is left running. And there's a variety of different ways to get there. You're going to see a variety of different strategies, but some of them tried, true, and have been around for a while. You will see some drivers who are just going to whack anything that moves. You're going to see some drivers that are a little more patient and only aim with the rear of the race car. Why? There's no radiator in the rear of the race car, and the most tried and true way to get these things to quit running is to damage that radiator to the point where the engine melts itself and no longer runs.
Well, Gabe Morton's 10X does not actually possess a forward gear, forcing him to hit every single hit with the rear of that car that he initiates. See, we continue to beat and bang. That's the Stars Car, the 152, and the Hot Dogger getting a little bump, not really a full hit from the Stars Wagon.
Now, we have teased station wagons a little bit over the course of this program, but the station wagon is a tried and true demo car because it's got that huge striking area in the back that also crumples well without damaging anything that really matters. You're not getting into the suspension or anything. It's just this big, long crash area that you can use off the car if you can protect the front of it. Station wagon makes for a pretty good demo machine.
And you see he hits 2 for 1 against Morton's 10X and the 702 of Schubert. The Armadillo, that is a lot of sparks coming from the drive line of the 152 after the hit on the Hot Dogger.
Yeah, the 152 of Jeremy Pratt, different from our tow truck Jeremy Pratt, by the way, has been striking violently with the front of his car, which is fun, but it's also a quick way to end up with your suspension broken or, you know, your radiator going pop goes the weasel.
Well, you mentioned the crumple room of the 191. You can see the damage already as he'll do a forward hit against the 152 of Pratt.
Now, good strategy there from the 702. If you can get a front strike into a tire and you can bend up one of the suspension pieces up on the right front or the left front, that's a pretty good way to disable another car. Get in there, bust a tie rod, break a wheel, flatten the tire in and of itself. All good methodologies for continuing on. Again, primary reason, you're not going to see it right away, but you will see some of these cars begin to steam and begin to get hot. And yeah, once that radiator starts going, you are in big trouble. Now, if you're steaming, if you're getting too hot, or maybe you're not steaming enough, things are a little bit too cold, you need to call Gene Johnson Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, your one-stop destination for all your home service needs, whether it's fixing a leaky faucet or keeping your home cool or cozy, ensuring your electrical systems are running smoothly. Gene Johnson says we're on it.
Saw a couple of big hits there. 152, the 190. Oh,
wow.
190 takes a big hit from the 10X of Morton.
Nice strike, Gabe Morton, as he got through and laid the lumber in. He's got another big run coming. He's going to shove the 36 of Randy Mikowski, the Hot Dogger, in the brown car.
Hot Dogger won the Fan Favorite Award.
For looking brown?
I think for being called the Hot Dogger, if I had to guess.
Oh, so the name made a difference. Nice hit there. 152 of Pratt. Big velocity. As these guys, for our demo dirties, and they're in a very tight, confined area by and large, but man, they are sure finding some speed to lay a strike on their fellow drivers. 78 of J.J. Randall into the back of the 702 of Schubert and got some help in and through. Still a lot of them running. We started with 8, and it's been a minute since I saw any of them truly disabled and not working their way around, at least for the time
Morton
being.
Took a heck of a hit there.
Nice strike on the back there from the 78 of Randall onto that 152. 199 being driven by Nick Lentz getting into the action, and Lentz pinned up against that Uke tire on the front straightaway right now. Spinning into the intersection goes the 152 of Pratt. So again, most of the drivers still up and running. You can see officials in and around the racetrack watching, making sure. You do have to make a legal hit once every, I want to say 3 minutes? Sounds about right. 2 minutes is what it is. So you have to make a legal hit once every 2 minutes in order to stay active in this. As they continue to roll around and make some good shots in here, I don't see anybody stopped.
I do believe the 34 dead at the edge of your screen there, edge of the shot. Believe that might be our only car out at the moment.
Cody Morton.
Because he's not going to escape
Morgan.
taking a hit.
No, that's all it is. And once you are done, some of these drivers have like an upright pole on their car that you can lean down and say, hey, don't come after me anymore. My car is disabled. I am done. I'm out of this contest. Not everybody has it, but it looks like a good chunk of them got it.
Yeah, they'll snap that stick sometimes as well as a great way to just say, hey, I'm out. Leave me alone, please.
No more for me, please. Roll
As-
up with the proper safety gear, put a good seat in the thing, reinforce that area around the driver's compartment, and go cause chaos. As, stuck there in the middle. I haven't seen the, is it the
Morton's been great.
76, 78 of Randall move in a minute.
He's moving. Oh, he just
We're
hit
good now.
something.
All right.
Don't know if that's a competitive hit or not, but it's a hit.
Actually, that might have been
there's a good hit.
That might have been the 36 of Mikowski that I hadn't seen move.
Oh, he just got a solid hit there, too.
All right, so who is that right above the 78 right now? Oh, he's moving again. All right, they're going. 152 of Pratt swings and misses.
Not seeing much movement from the 702 or the 191.
It's been a
Both
minute
them
since we
trying
said-
to move,
Yep.
but
It's been a minute since we said anything about the 191.
Oh.
Oh, and bang. That's how your car gets Dunsky. There is your water line, etc. going off. And that's the car I've been having a hard time identifying.
that is Gabe Morton in the 10X. That car with no forward gear, just running on reverse.
Oh, yeah, that car went up. Big old steam coming out of it. I'd be shocked if we see him doing much else, although, hey, look, it's still running. Yeah, who needs a radiator when you only run in reverse, right?
Hey, you know, it's not like there's much air being pushed through it when you're only going backwards.
If you run in reverse, does the air cool itself the whole time as opposed to getting hotter?
A very interesting question.
The answer is no, that's not how physics work. As we continue rolling through, this has been this demo's had some duration to it. Most of the time, demos are fast, violent, and over. And this one, challenging these drivers' ability to keep her on going. As there's 5 moving out there still at minimum.
I think 6 total. We've only lost 2, as it appears the 191 of Caleb Robinson might be a scratch.
199 still going. That's Nick Lentz. They go bouncing through.
Big hit there for Randall.
Well done, Randall, as he puts a licking on the 152 of Pratt. Spins him all the way around. Says, here, just for good measure, you turn all the way. Have a 360. It'll be fun.
Pratt trying to get or not Pratt, sorry, that is Pratt. Jeremy Pratt appears to be attempting to get going again with the amount of smoke coming off of those rear tires.
Now, some of the times, all it'll take is a little strike from somebody else to pop her in just right, but Pratt's also far enough off racetrack that could be problematic. Nobody may hit him at this point.
Yeah, that is an issue. You're supposed to make hits only within the tire area, the arena, so to speak, and Pratt does appear to be outside of that. We've locked in a couple of people here in the middle. Morton takes a hit from 78 of Randall.
I think these are our final 5 that
I
we
think
have
so.
here, unless something miraculous happens to Pratt going on. And it's the 78 of J.J. Randall who's kind of been the mover and shaker here. He is the eliminator as we get into the later stages. Shots.
He's going hunting.
Yep, shot across the right front. As the hot dogger, the 36 of Mikowski backing up.
191 officially breaks the stick.
Schubert of the 702 is still moving, but there's Randall again. Yeah, so Randall just getting through. He's not hitting him with a ton of speed right now, but he is causing damage every time he makes contact.
Well, and he's getting in those competitive hits.
Each time in and through, 10X of Gabe Morton. That car only has reverse, like you mentioned. As we're just going to watch Randall circle, 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 and just like tic-tac-toe, Circle gets the square with the shot in the back of the 199.
Yeah, as he got that shot, it looked like the left front of the 199 just folded inwards a little.
Oh, that car has had some bad camber going for about 5 minutes at least. So the question is, Randall still has a pretty good run in race car. Can he disable any of these other cars permanently? Right now, he's been laying some shots, but nobody's in. Oh, now there's a problem. Smoke coming off the 199 of Lintz, and that first bit of steam is usually the first gong of the death. It's like that first gong when the Undertaker starts coming out. You know there's trouble, right?
Yeah. Now, granted, we saw all of the steam exit out of the 10X, and that vehicle still running, though having some trouble with a leftover boat, it appears.
Some guy just leaving his boat out. Oh, and the 78 of Randall had a big rear strike lined up. Didn't take the shot, though. He pulled up early, and I don't know if the guy was too far out of the area to take it. Still got 5 running, and there's the back shot once again as Gabe Morton making some hay, and Randall this time comes across the nose of it. Fireworks going off in the background here on America's Birthday Bash. They're bashing here in the Demo Derby. 5 still run. How much longer can they go? As everybody just kind of forcing themselves around. That 702 of Schubert has been limping for a bit. Randall's going to try to drive through his right front and finish him. Nice back strength there.
Yeah, the 199's left front is officially deceased. It is no longer rolling. It does not appear to have a tire surface on the ground anymore.
But the car's still moving. Look at him hippity-hop that thing. Randall going to go pushing around the 702 of Schubert through some boat debris.
Oh, he's going to get into the 199 still.
And see if that pops the 199 back into a position where he's okay. Just needs to rebeat that tire. No big deal. Tire smoke coming off the left front, but he's hopping around and going.
His right rear appears to be having some problems now, and while losing 2 of the same side tire can be very troublesome, my experience watching demolition derbies, once you lose opposite tires, that's when it all goes bad.
Well, we've got a big old smoke show in the middle, and Randall moved at just the right time because it looked like the 10X of Morton was just about to back into him. Got a better point of view down trackside is now visibility getting hard with the big old tire smoke that we saw. And Randall once again across the front, another strike. So he has been the mover and shaker. I think he's got the best, I'm going to say, functioning race car, demo derby car. They're not race cars, they're demo cars. Here with 4.5 running.
Now, I was once asked, what sort of cars do these drivers run? And I relayed the question down to one of the demo drivers, and the answer I got was, these aren't really one car anymore. They're an amalgamation of so many cars Frankenstein together.
Oh, nice strike there. Randall across to the hot dogger. Trying to push him out of competition.
They're trying to create the strongest beasts imaginable.
Find a frame that is straight-ish, reinforce the ever-loving you-know-what out of it, and there we go. All right, hot dogger coming right back at him, and that's going to turn the nose up on Randall. Get a chance to affect steering and radiator with that shot, but Randall still rolls and has a mind for revenge.
Schubert has one-upped Lintz by not just breaking a tire, but losing an entire wheel, it seems.
Ain't nobody need that wheel, no big deal. Head on a swivel. As look out, the 702 trying to roll his way around. So Hot Dogger and Randall, the 2 cars making the larger strikes here lately. 702 of Schubert is in some trouble. And
it's a bit difficult to turn when you don't have a right rear tire. You see the rotor dragging on the ground.
That's a problem.
The rotor appears to have flattened itself out almost.
Well, that's different. Oh, Nice shot from the back by Gabe Morton. So looking to finish off the 702 here. And here it comes. I think that's pretty well going to put him out of commission. Not only is he lost the right rear, but that car is massively cattywampus.
He is not willing to give up, still trying to move it around. Oh, as I say that,
this is like one of those...
Call it the announcer's curse.
Yeah, this is like one of those uncomfortable National Geographic video moments, right? Right? You know the ones I'm talking about, where the pack is on the one that's just not going to survive.
The wolf stalks the prey.
In and through, and okay, Randall backs up. All right, your turn, Hot Dogger. Run. Splat.
Thump.
And now, here comes come on. Randall, out of nowhere. Big lineup. Revs it up to 12 miles an hour and plink.
I think the wolf pack might have claimed the armadillo. That leaves us with the Hot Dogger, the Roadrunner, and a lot of carcasses.
And Mr. Reverse. I think
yeah, Mr. Reverse.
Yeah, Mr. Reverse is still working in Morton. And are we all stalled up here for a minute? Look at that. Look at the camera work. Good job, camera guys. Zoom out. Get the fireworks.
Oh, Hot Dogger's trying to move.
Okay, Randall's still going.
I think Randall's trying to pin him there.
Well, if Randall can pin him there, then that's not a competitive hit within the time frame.
But Randall got the last competitive hit when he drove in.
Exactly. That is a good strategy there from Randall. And we don't know where Mr. Reverse is. We haven't seen Morton in a minute. Parts and pieces just hanging down from the front. And the 702 moved a little.
I think that might be Morton pushing him. Is it? There's another car in there we can barely see, trying to move back and forth, but unlike these two, which can hit reverse and then hit drive and smash back into each other, Morton does not have that luxury.
Yeah, he can only back out of the parking space. All right, so
a fate worse than death.
Officials are close. They're taking a peek in there.
Yeah, there is the 10X. You can see the stick jutting towards the sky and the little number card.
Oh, yeah, that right front now. The Hot Dogger has seen better days.
But it might just be these two.
Oh, big old plume of steam coming through.
The Hot Dogger and the Roadrunner.
Hot Dogger is the 36 of Randy Mikowski. Roadrunner is the 78 of J.J. Randall. Officials are getting ready. They've got that checkered flag out. They're wanting to do something. You see him just pop it into gear. J.J. Randall, finish him.
It's a lot of Hold on a minute. Looking at the rear of that car, is the drive shaft that's still attached to the rear end?
They need no drive shaft. It's demo derby. Who cares?
Well, you need the car to move.
All right.
There's something dragging on the ground in the rear end there.
I don't care what it is. So long as the car still does crashy smashy, we're good, right?
All I mean is if you are the Hot Dogger and you can get a proper hit in, you could dislodge that.
Oh.
And strand your only competition.
All right, you were talking strategy is what you were doing. All right, so I think we're down to 2. I don't think we've seen Morton move here for a little bit. So it is going to be Randall and Mikowski as the two of them. I don't know how Randall is even seen over the top there. Well, let's see what happens. Forward goes Randall. He's circling. They're like sharks surrounding the prey. And just like that, through the magic of television, to the back, we have got the Hot Dogger and the 78 together. And what do we got?
Hearing words from our officials, it is the 36, the Hot Dogger.
Congrats to the Hot Dogger on the win. We got a ton coming up here on Home Track Heroes. Figure 8 Nationals on the show next week.
Oh, yeah. BCU Figure 8 Nationals presented by Evergreen Health Monroe. You got the Youth Hornets, the Stinger 8s, the Superstock Figure 8s, and the Outlaws are back.
We want to see your smiling faces the next time at Evergreen Speedway. Coming up Friday night, July 19th. That is the Pro Late Model version of the Summer Showdown, the Saturday version with the super late models. To follow it, make your plans to to be with us July 19 and 20 for the biggest race of the year, Summer Showdown here at Evergreen Speedway.
Oh, you will not want to miss that.
For Derek and Griff on production, our great video crew, Brandy on the in-card, DT on TV, I'm Caleb Hart. We'll see you next Sunday night here on Seattle 11 for Home Track Heroes.
Thanks for watching Evergreen Speedway's Home Track Heroes on Seattle 11. Join us next week for more great racing from Evergreen Speedway.